First, you want to open up the Revolut app itself and then make sure you're on the Home tab by clicking Home just here on the bottom toolbar. Now if you tap on the More icon with the 3 dots above it and tap on Add Products and Accounts. From here, click on Organize at the top and you'll see a few options. Personal Pocket is the one we'll be setting up today, so we can go ahead and tap on this. To create your first pocket, you'll first need to give it a name. As you can see, it gives you a few examples such as holiday, gift, or rainy day to help you choose, though you can call it whatever you like. For instance, if you're saving for a new house, you could just call it New House Deposit. You can also select the colour of the background you'd like for each pocket you make by clicking on the little paint palette icon here, and then selecting one of the many options from the categories at the top. Just swipe left or right and it will change to the next category, and then when you're happy, just tap on the background you like. If you'd prefer to customize this further, you even have the option in the top right to upload your own image for the background, and as you can see, you can either take a photo with your camera or choose from gallery, so this might be useful to you. The last option is to choose which currency you'd like your pocket to be in. To do this, simply click on Change, and then you have the option to choose whichever one you'd like. I'll choose Euro from the list, and now we can go ahead and click on Create Pocket at the bottom. You'll now see your newly created pocket from which you can do a number of things. For example, you can set a financial goal to see your progress over time. Let's say you wanted to save a certain amount for a new house, in my case. To do this, if you scroll down a bit, you'll see the Goals section. Click on Add Goal and input the amount you'd like to save to your new pocket. In this example, I'd like to save €10,000 over the next year, so I'll click on the calendar icon to the left and change the year to 2027. Once you press Set and then click on Done, it will give you an overview of the amount you've currently saved, along with the deadline and how long you've got left to reach your goal, which is great. Now every time you add money to your pocket, this figure will update to show your progress and let you see how close you are visually on the progress bar. Now that you've created the pocket and maybe added a goal, it's time to actually fund it. If you tap Add Money, you have a couple of options. If you just want to make a once-off payment to your pocket, first choose the account with the funds you'd like to transfer over and then type the amount you'd like to add. Now simply click the Add Money button and you'll notice the amount is now successfully added to your pocket. Wonderful. You also have the option to schedule money to be added from your main account to your pocket by scheduling a transfer. This is ideal if you want to automate your savings. You start by doing the same process as the manual once-off payment by clicking on Add Money again and entering how much you'd like to transfer. However, now if you click on the calendar icon to the left, you'll see a schedule screen. You can choose the date you'd like the payment to transfer across, and then you can choose whether you'd like this amount to repeat. It's defaulted to never, but you can choose between daily, weekly, every 2 weeks, monthly or yearly, which is great for budgeting without really thinking about it. Depending where you live, Revolut may offer a feature called Spare Change, also known as roundups. Basically, this means every time you spend, your spare change is rounded up and added to your pocket automatically. To set this up, from the home screen, scroll down and under the automation section, click on Spare Change. You then have the option to choose how many times the spare change is multiplied to help you save faster if you'd like. If you just keep it at ×1, for instance, if you bought a coffee for say €5.20, the spare 80-cent change would get added to your pocket. However, if you chose a ×2 multiplier, €1.60 would get added to your pocket instead, and so on. Once you're happy with your selection, just tap on Save. You'll now see a green tick beside Spare Change to show it's active, along with the multiplier you've selected to the right of it. If you'd like to turn off the feature, simply click on Spare Change again and select Deactivate. That's all there is to it, nice and smooth. And that's how to set up and use Revolut Pockets. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.